I am Kim Curtis, and I am here to talk about the importance of a morning routine. I have to tell you, I used to hate mornings. To all you night owls, I got you. Like, I used to get my best, most creative work done in the evenings. And then, unfortunately, or fortunately, my life changed with children, and my morning routine completely changed with it. And throughout the years, it's been modified to meet the needs of me and my family. So here we go. Let's talk about how we show up. What are we doing in the mornings, and how important it is for us to have a routine, because having a routine actually matters. When my alarm goes off and I slam that snooze button, I end up feeling exhausted and tired and unfocused and reactive versus jumping out of bed and feeling in control, refreshed, ready to start my day. So let's talk about, what is your morning routine? You know, Mark Twain once said, give every day the chance to become the most beautiful day of your life. So, how do you start out your ideal morning? One of the most important things to think about for me is my morning starts the night before in terms of my routine. I get the coffee ready, so all I have to do is hit start in the morning. I get my sneakers and workout clothes set aside so I don't have to turn on lights and get things going. And I tend to think, what does my day look like first thing in the morning in terms of meetings? So that's usually the night before that I make sure I take care of all of that. And then I am a 6 a.m. girl. And I have to tell you, I'm a good full 8 hours sleep, but our dog Rocket gets me up. He's trained to go out at 6 o'clock and be fed. So that is my natural alarm clock. I oftentimes don't even need to hit the snooze button, not the snooze button, but the stopping of the alarm. So that's what I do. As I said, jump out of bed most days, and the first thing I do besides grab my cup of coffee is I actually meditate for 30 minutes. And don't misinterpret the word meditation, because for years I would sit at the table staring outside with a cup of coffee in mindless, calming space. So, and the house was quiet. So, for whatever works for you in terms of having that quiet moment, do you. For me, it's been meditation, and I do 30 minutes a day, and then I work out. So I need to work out with an accountability buddy, because otherwise I would not do it. I just, truth be told, and exercise is so important. So whether it's a 30-minute or whether it's a 10-minute walk or riding your bike to work or whatever it is to get the energy going for your body, uh, find out what works for you. So for me, I actually go to a gym and meet my accountability buddy. So that's generally my morning routine. I get up, have my coffee, I meditate for 30 minutes, I work out for an hour. And then when all of that is done, the hardest part of my day, I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to look at my phone and address the needs of the day. So I don't get distracted in social media or my email until I'm done with those things. So that's my morning routine. But what does it mean to have a morning routine? I mean, why do we do it? The very first thing is we need to set focus on what's most important for the day. So it prevents us from getting overwhelmed and disorganized. It also helps us reduce anxiety about what needs to get done. So it kind of gives a little calming pace. And believe it or not, when we make small improvements on our morning routine, we actually gain time. A little 5 minutes here and a 5 minutes there gives you, it's surprising how much that adds up to make a difference in your day. And then lastly, you're less likely to forget something. You know, for me, it's that like really early morning dentist appointment or that hair appointment that I tend to, oh, forgot that it was here. So by getting organized and having a routine, you're less likely to forget that. And then, second, by having a routine, it cultivates daily positive habits. And it also prioritizes your self care. You know, when my children were little, I thought it was kind of selfish for me to have alone time. And that is the furthest thing from the truth. If anything, when you have smaller children, you need more time for yourself so that you're ready for the needs of your children. So that's when I started to figure out how will I find that time for myself. And as I said, it started out staring out the window with a cup of coffee for 10 minutes and then has evolved into a really structured routine. Also, when we have a routine, we tend to eat a little healthier breakfast because we have it structured, we know what we're doing. And I know several people that have the same breakfast every single day. Now, I can't do that. That's really not for me. But for many, that's part of their routine. And then lastly, by having something structured, you're more likely to sleep better because more often than not, you go to bed at the same time every time, generally. We'll see. And then number three, it increases your confidence. When I think of how I felt with having little children and not having self care, we too often go through life on autopilot. And, Steve Jobs has a self care technique, and he asks himself while looking in the mirror every day, he would ask himself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? And if the answer is no, too many days in a row, well, then it's time for a change. And I really like that. Also, the fact that he's looking in a mirror. When we look in a mirror, we tend to be more honest with ourselves. And so to have something, whether it be an affirmation or an intention or something like that, just allows you to have that energy to go forward. So I really like that about Steve Jobs. So how does it fit in? What is your ideal morning? Tell me, fill me in, because we all have different things. So many things change. Circumstances change, life changes, people change, goals change. So let your morning routine change with you. And tell me what you do for your morning routine. Is it working? Do you journal? Do you do affirmations? Do you sing? Or reading something meaningful? Let us know what you do for your morning routine. And thanks again for listening to me, being part of this Facebook Live. And just remember, invest in life well. Thank you so much for your time.